Well, you've just seen some of the devastating effects of El Nino. That's indeed being felt across Africa. El Nino, caused by Pacific Ocean warming, has already triggered drought in several parts of the continent, including Malawi and Zimbabwe. Ethiopia is the worst hit right now, though, suffering its worst drought in 30 years. More than 8 million Ethiopians are now in need of food aid. Somalia, too, has not been spared. Flash floods there have destroyed thousands of makeshift homes and crops, leaving 3.2 million in need of aid. Well, Mr. Ezekiel Sebeho is from the South African Weather Services. He joins us now from our Pretoria studios. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for your time on the News Today desk.
Good afternoon, Keshni.
The potential destructiveness and intensity of El Nino cannot be underestimated. In fact, it would be dangerous and to our own detriment to do that, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Nowadays, future weather and climate patterns will have to be monitored every day in order to be able to allow us to plan on what is coming in the future.
Here at home, some stormy weather expected in most provinces for the next few days. What can we expect in terms of severity? How worried should we be?
Well, looking back into what happened over the weekend, or especially Saturday, Sunday, over the provinces of Limpopo and Mpumalanga, where there were some severe storms. And then yesterday we saw the areas of severe storms shifting westwards to include Gauteng as well as eastern parts of northwest. For today, there is a severe weather watch out for areas shifting even further westwards from the Northwest Province, the Free State Province, as well as Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. Some of the storms which will be coming through this afternoon and evening can become severe in the sense that they will be producing large hail or a high number of small hail, as well as strong damaging winds. And looking further on in the week, the eastern half of the country can still expect further rain right into the weekend, with possible severe storms and heavy rain over areas, especially from Thursday into Friday and Saturday.
This kind of wet weather we're having now, it follows closely on the heels of blistering heat wave conditions in some parts of the country. What's the driving force behind such erratic weather patterns, Mr. Sebeho? Is it El Nino or climate change or combination of both?
Well, let's start by looking at the heat wave events, which were caused by the lack of rain, thereby temperatures rising. Back to the stormy weather that we encountered from the weekend, you will remember that this time of the year, that is when we can expect this kind of stormy weather, be it El Nino year or not. Climatologically, the period from now, period from September up to December, is whereby is the peak of the severe thunderstorm season.
The rainfall that we are seeing now, will that be enough to alleviate the drought conditions?
Well, whilst the rainfall experienced over the weekend up until yesterday was widespread in terms of distribution, but when you look at the amounts, they were not enough to alleviate the current drought conditions. The highest rainfall figure which was measured during the entire period was last night in Springs, which measured just over 40 millimeters. And apart from that, other areas experienced quite low rainfall, which wouldn't help in alleviating the drought that we are in already.
Are we looking at a situation, Ezekiel, where El Nino could indeed strengthen? And what kind of effects would we see then? Would it be more floods, more droughts, perhaps typhoons and cyclones? Because it is starting to feel that even if El Nino is not caused by climate change, the effects are indeed becoming more intense.
Well, the current El Nino conditions that we're experiencing is expected to strengthen during the next month or so. And that will result in the impacts of El Nino. Actually, when you look at South Africa, it has generally been associated, El Nino has generally been associated with below normal rainfall over most of the El Nino events. 7 out of 10 previous El Nino events have resulted in below normal rainfall over South Africa. And it is expected to strengthen, like I said, during the next month and will remain over the country up until the end of the summer, which is something of concern for the northeastern parts of South Africa, which are the summer rainfall region.
Mr. Ezekiel Sebeko is from the South African Weather Services. Thank you so much for your time on the News Today desk.